Welcome to Engineering Laptops. In this video, we're exploring the best laptops for engineering students. Powerful machines built for coding, CAD, and simulations. If you find this guide helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more recommendations.
All right, if you're heading into engineering school, listen up. Your laptop, it's going to be your single most important tool, hands down. So in this breakdown, we're going to cut right through all the confusing specs and help you pick a machine that's actually built to last and won't let you down when it matters most.
So let's just dive right in with the big question, right? Can your laptop actually handle engineering school? I mean, you're going to be running some seriously heavy-duty software. We're talking SolidWorks, MATLAB, AutoCAD, the whole 9 yards. The stakes here are super high. Showing up with a weak laptop, that's kind of like bringing a calculator to a supercomputer fight. It's not going to end well.
And yeah, that really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? This isn't just about your web browser taking a second longer to load. No way. This is about simulations slowing to a crawl, your 3D models freezing up mid-design, and just immense frustration when you're on a deadline. To avoid that total nightmare scenario, let's really zero in on the core parts of the laptop that actually make a difference. Okay, first up, the CPU or processor. This is, and I'm not exaggerating, the brain of your entire operation. Every single simulation, every complex calculation, every line of code you compile, it all has to go through the CPU. So a powerful processor doesn't just mean things are faster, it means you can actually tackle more complex problems without your computer giving up on you.
So what does that mean you should be looking for? Well, you'll see the key names on the screen right now. We're talking Intel's Core Ultra 7 or 9, or their powerful H-series i7s and i9s. On the AMD side, you're looking for a Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9. And if you're going with Apple, it's got to be their M-series Pro or Max chips. The main takeaway here? Steer clear of the entry-level stuff. These are the processors built for the real heavy lifting.
All right, next up, let's talk about the GPU, your graphics card. This is the visual powerhouse of your machine. And look, if your major involves any kind of 3D modeling, CAD work, or rendering, and for a lot of you, it absolutely will, a dedicated graphics card isn't a nice-to-have, it is a non-negotiable absolute necessity. So, who are the main players here? For most people on Windows, NVIDIA's RTX 40 series cards like the 4050, 4060, or 4070 are totally the sweet spot. They give you amazing performance for your school projects and, let's be real, for a little bit of gaming on the side. Now, if you're a Mac user, the integrated GPU that comes with the M-series chips is actually incredibly powerful and perfectly tuned for the Apple ecosystem.
Okay, now for RAM. The best way to think about RAM is like your digital workbench. The bigger your workbench, the more projects and tools you can have laid out at the same time without everything turning into a slow, cluttered mess. We're talking about running your CAD program, a simulation, and a bunch of research tabs all at once. Oh, and a quick side note on storage. Aim for at least 1 terabyte fast SSD. Trust me, those project files get absolutely massive.
So the question is, how big of a workbench do you actually need? This chart breaks it down pretty simply. 16 gigs? That's the bare minimum. You can get by, but it might be painful. Honestly, 32 gigs is the real sweet spot for a smooth, frustration-free experience. But if you know for a fact you're going to be running some seriously heavy-duty simulations, splashing out for 64 gigs is going to be a total lifesaver.
All right, enough with the specs. Let's look at some actual laptops. First on the list is the ASUS ROG Zephyrus G16. Now, I know what you're thinking. ROG, that's a gaming brand. But don't let that label fool you. Here's a little secret. Gaming laptops often have the perfect storm of powerful CPUs, high-end GPUs, and amazing cooling systems, which, it turns out, makes them pretty much perfect for demanding engineering work.
So what's the deal with this one? Well, the pros are all about raw, unfiltered power. You get incredible GPU performance and a cooling system that can actually keep up. The trade-offs? Yeah, the battery life is just average. And when you push it, those fans will definitely spin up and let you know they're working hard. This is the machine for the student who puts performance above everything else, period.
Next up, we've got the MacBook Pro 16. Now, if you're focused on software engineering, computer science, or maybe electrical engineering, this machine is basically a masterpiece of efficiency. Apple's own silicon, those M-series chips, deliver absolutely incredible performance with just mind-blowing battery life. The good stuff is legendary, right? The battery life is insane, the display is gorgeous, and it runs completely silent most of the time. But, and this is a huge but, here is your critical warning.
you have to check if the specific software you need runs on macOS. Some of those really specialized engineering programs are Windows only, and that could be an absolute deal breaker for you. Okay, let's pivot to the Dell XPS 16. Think of this as the sleek, sophisticated all-rounder. It manages to pack some serious power into this really thin, professional-looking package. For a Windows user, it strikes this amazing balance between performance, beautiful design, and day-to-day portability.
So with the XPS, you're getting that beautiful premium build quality and a stunning display all in a package you can actually carry around. And the performance is definitely strong enough for most engineering workloads. What's the catch? Well, you are paying a premium for that sleek design, and it can get a little toasty when you're really pushing it to its limits.
And now, for the heavyweight champion, the Lenovo ThinkPad P16. Let's be clear, this isn't just a laptop. It is a full-blown mobile workstation. It's built from the ground up for one thing, running the most demanding professional engineering apps, with a focus on maximum power and just rock-solid reliability.
The pros here are simple and powerful. It is jam-packed with workstation-grade hardware, it's built like an absolute tank, and of course, it has that legendary ThinkPad keyboard that's a dream to type on. The cons are just as simple. It's heavy and it's expensive. This is the pick for someone who needs zero compromise power and is totally fine with carrying a few extra pounds to get it.
Finally, let's talk about something for a totally different kind of user, the HP Spectre X360. This is our top 2-in-1, and it's for the student who absolutely loves taking digital notes, sketching out diagrams, or marking up PDFs with a pen. It's that perfect blend of a tablet's utility and a laptop's power. That versatility is really its superpower. It's super lightweight, it has this gorgeous touchscreen, and it's amazing for interactive classes. But, and we have to be super clear about this, its graphics power is limited. This is not the machine you buy for heavy 3D rendering or complex simulations. It's for the student who values portability and flexibility above raw power. Okay, let's pull all of this together for a second. This comparison table is a fantastic way to see all the key trade-offs in one place. You can really see how the powerhouses, like the ThinkPad and the Zephyrus, stack up against the more balanced XPS and the super efficient MacBook. Go ahead and pause here for a moment and just see which column best fits what you're looking for. So how do you actually match one of these to your specific major? Well, let's start with mechanical and civil engineering. Your entire world is going to revolve around CAD, 3D modeling, and running simulations. So for you, the focus has to be on a powerful, dedicated GPU and getting at least 32 gigs of RAM, no question. And which machines fit that description perfectly? You guessed it, the ASUS Zephyrus G16 and the Lenovo ThinkPad P16 are your go-to recommendations. They have the raw graphical horsepower and the memory you need to run programs like AutoCAD and Revit without even breaking a sweat. But what if you're on the complete other side of the engineering world? I'm talking about computer or software engineering. Your life isn't about 3D models. It's about compiling massive code bases, running virtual machines, and just long hours of development. For you, the whole game changes. Your top priority needs to be a blazing fast, efficient CPU and awesome battery life. So this all boils down to a simple 3-step process to make your final call. Number 1, and this is the most important, go check the exact software requirements for your courses. Don't guess. Number 2, pick the hardware specs that can crush that workload. And number 3, balance all that power against your real-life needs. You know, things like portability for lugging it across campus and battery life that will actually last you through your classes. Look, at the end of the day, this decision is all about setting yourself up for success. This laptop is going to be your constant partner through every late-night study session, every complex project, and yeah, even your final thesis. It is truly the most important tool you'll buy for the next 4 years of your life. So, which one is it going to be?